Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be doing another general tarot reading. We've cleansed the space with a smokeless smudge spray, and we'll just start with the tarot original 1909 deck here. Right on the bottom. High Priestess. All right. This is a great start. What a pleasant way. I'm picking up a lot of powerful energy here. Of course, the High Priestess. Aware of her emotions, aware of your emotions, aware of how to think past certain things, not let things hold them back mentally, like really stepping into yourself here. And the reason I say stepping as well, it feels like this Ace of Wands usually mean action, movement, doing something. It can be related to so many different things, but I feel like this is the beginning. You're the beginning of moving in your High Priestess energy here. This is genderless, so it could be the High Priest energy, whatever. If you're whatever, however you identify. You're moving in. You're leaving rough waters. You're moving on to clearer skies. Six of Swords. This is a really great pull so far. Wow. Let's see if there's any more from the 1909 that Tarot wants to throw out, that Spirit wants to throw out, that Tarot wants to throw out. Okay, we'll move on to my other deck here, the Forest Path, Enchanted Forest. Any others before we turn that one over? Any other Spirit? Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah. You're not going back. You're not going back. This isn't something that like you really have a choice about, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because you're leaving weird things behind. Bad things, negative, toxic things behind. Things are smoothing out. And you're in this headspace that is what is allowing this to really come to light. You're in this High Priestess energy. You're starting something and you don't really have a choice. Like you don't really, it's not this way or this way. Which one should I do? You know what you want to do. You know the way, you know the only path is forward. I'm not really picking up a lot of energy from this Judgment here right now. I might later. But right now, it's just kind of tying into that like, this is happening. This is happening for you. This is what's happening. It's almost like sometimes Judgment and Justice, like they're very different, but sometimes I find them to be interchangeable in certain ways, you know? And in this way, again, this being upside down, like it feels like this is just something that you're doing. You got to do it. You're going forward. You're moving forward. I'll put this to the side here. We're going to open our other deck. Any cards, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah, this feels right. Upside down, I was like, what? And both of them being upside down, I'm like, no. Yeah. So you have the ability to create this new way of life. Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles. Look at this person. I was gonna say woman, but this person. They've fallen onto this very clearly. Let's look at it. This cold ground. Look at the frost. We have little snowflake sparkles here. We have leaves, probably crunchy and dried, maybe moist, or maybe crunchy from frost, right? Some of them look like it up here. And we have these adorable little bunnies, little rabbits, warming this person. They don't even have shoes. This person needed this. They were at a very, very difficult time. Five of Pentacles. We can think back on that typically Five of Pentacles is it's typically, moving away from something pretty awful, pretty shitty. And this person has found safe harbor with community, unsuspected community, maybe that's important for you. But the morning will come and she will find safety, right? And she was provided that safety from these little bunnies that knew what she needed. Those bunnies, they could represent a person to you. They could represent yourself, your energy, your spirit guides. The enchanter here. You have the power to create your own future, to walk away, to move forward, and that forwardness, that future can be whatever you want. You have the first card we pulled was the High Priestess. Maybe now that I'm interpreting the choices here, that the Two of Wands, like, this is you only have one way to go, but the paths are so many. The way to go is forward, but there are many different forwards you could do, and that's up to you to create. You gotta think about it. You can create it. You're out of this rough patch. You can create safe harbor if you haven't felt even a little bit of it already, even a glimpse. Let's talk here. Five of Challenges. Yeah, so this card in particular means to pick your own battles. And so I think that this is just reinforcing moving forward. This is something that you have to do. You don't have a choice. You have to move forward. You have to move forward because that is where the smoother waters are. That is where calmness is. That's where you can step into your High Priestess self and start creating this future. You were just at the beginning. It maybe you feel at a loss, or things are just ending. Like, how could it get better? Like what? It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter your age. You could feel that way, but that's not true. That's not true. This is only the beginning for you. This is only the beginning for you. And whatever these bunnies are to you, that's what's happening right now. You're moving away. You're moving past it, moving forward. Any other cards, Spirit? Are there any other cards, maybe? Or could we get some clarification on? Maybe about some clarification on our mindset right now. Maybe about what may be holding us back. Some obstacles could be helpful, Spirit. Thank you. If you guys don't throw anything out, I'm going to split the deck. Okay. Forge is strength. And it's in reverse. So what I'm hearing here, this is an obstacle card that I asked for, right? So it feels like it's not like you aren't strong. Of course you are. You are the high priestess. Whoever you are, you have that power, and you're moving forward. You can create whatever you want. You're moving out of this darkness. But I feel like you're maybe a bit weakened right now. Picking your battles, you have to pick your battles. Don't try to win a fight against this huge giant that has little human arm bones in his beard. You know, that's how big he is. And what are you going to find? This is a tree that he's holding in his hand. It's not a wand, it's a tree. That's a big tree. It would be silly to pick a fight with him. And so this could be a person that you keep coming back to, even though you know you will not win. And it's not like it's not like you're fighting this person or arguing this person, but this could be a romantic thing. I'll give you an example, and maybe this will resonate with you in your own version. It doesn't need to be romantic, but I'll give you an example. You are going to this person for validation. You're always hoping they're going to ask you for more serious things, but you keep hearing about other people, and that is making you feel at a loss. It's making you feel like you're at a loss, and it's not a battle that you're going to win, because you are just in a different headspace than this person, right? And so something like that, picking your battles, you know, knowing what's up, using your intuition. You know what's up. You know what a relationship is. You know when it is or isn't good for you anymore. You are the high priest. You are the high priestess. You're the creator. So I think that this entity of any kind, whatever it is, it could be a really bad job. It could be a person, a familial relationship. It could be like a parent, maybe something that resonates with me. This could represent my relationship with my mom, for example. Look at this tiny bird. Look how small it is compared to him. It's like bit the size of his eye. Anyway, so my mom, obviously, it's not like she looks like that, but it's just like, I'm not going to I have to pick my battles. I'm not going to, initiate any arguments that she's trying to instigate, because I know I will never win, because it'll just never happen. She'll never apologize, right? And so I can't initiate or interact with those kinds of situations, because it's a losing game. Why would I take part in that? And I think that maybe you were taking part in something like that, and it's not something to be ashamed about or anything. That's okay. Just be honest. Be like, yeah, maybe I was. That's fine. But what it was doing, it's almost like I feel like it's not so much the devil card, but like, because it's not super distracting, but it was pulling you away from your true strength. But this is who you are at your core. The very first card that we pulled out, please. Hello. The Forge, you have the ability to turn this around, absolutely, because you are the creator, hello, and the high priest, high priestess. And you're on this new path, and right here, your healing wounds. This right here. And you're starting over. And guess what you're doing? You're overcoming obstacles with determination. Are there any other cards here? What do we, I'll read out the plants, because I love them. So we have the badger and ginkgo, healing wounds, the goat and willow, overcoming obstacles, the snake and fern, starting over, the ram and dahlia, determination. Yeah, like, you're starting over. There underneath here, we have that Ace of Wands. You're starting over. You are leaving treacherous waters, and you're healing your wounds. You're overcoming obstacles with determination. This person is taking their family. Wisdom. It came out reversed, and I align with that more, actually. I'm going to move this over here. So the reason that I feel like the wisdom is reversed, it's not like you don't have any. You have a lot of wisdom. But I think that you may have... Sorry, my phone, an alarm on my phone went off. So some of you guys may be getting news from somebody, or somebody may reach out and it'll be a really good opportunity to hang out with them. Doesn't necessarily need to be somebody unexpected or somebody from the past, but even if it's just somebody you haven't hung out with in like, a few weeks, they're like, oh my gosh, like, let's hang out. Do it. Hang out with them. Do something, go outside, do an activity with somebody else. All of my readings so far have included be with your friends, but it's so true. Friendship is so important. Even if you are in a hermit mode, invite them over. Go somewhere one-to-one, have a little 1-hour coffee date. So beautiful. Anyway, so the reason that I want to talk about the owl and hop wisdom being reversed. I love this type of owl. It's so beautiful. This owl, it's not saying that you don't have wisdom. You do. Oh, you have a lot of wisdom. But I think, oh guys, whoa, maybe you don't want to hear this. I feel like whatever it was that whatever battle that you may have a battle that you may have been interacting with that you perhaps shouldn't have been, an obstacle that you are overcoming, is maybe like it's making you disconnect from asking for help, asking for support, being vulnerable, sharing with your friends, like really like engaging in those deep, important relationships. And again, like this isn't something that you can't fix. You can fix everything, almost everything. You can fix almost everything, okay? And so, take this information and be like, okay, like I know what to do. Like I know to reach out to my friends to maintain my relationships. Think about The Sims 2. It's a little bit more high maintenance in The Sims 2 because time also moves a lot quicker there. But you have to call your friends or invite them over all of the time or the friendship will dissipate. And I don't say that to be like, careful. No. We all have friends that love us, that care for us. And it's really important to know what you need in any capacity. We have a lot of twos going on here. But it's also for you. You also have a friendship level that you should want to maintain for yourself. Have this closeness that you can ask for help. If you need to move. Maybe you have somebody who can help you with that. If you need to drive somewhere, maybe somebody can do that for you. These are just suggestions. Obviously, everybody's situation is going to be different, but I think it's not that you don't have it. It's not that you aren't using any, but you may be maybe there's a little bit more resistance to asking for help from older people, from just anybody, asking for help in general. Thank you, Spirit. We really lingered on that one for a while. Well, I guess you needed to hear it. Somebody needed to hear it. You have the power. And so if you, maybe you've been feeling a little bit disconnected, you're like, what's going on? Who am I? You know what to do. I don't align with this in this reading. Oh, okay. Spiritual growth. Hello, spiritual growth. Yes, please. Right with the High Priestess on the bottom. Beautiful. Spiritual growth. Overcoming obstacles. Healing wounds. Starting over. Internal light, kindness, service, the transcendent alchemist, charmer, clairvoyant, fierce mystic. So you are really going to be going through spiritual transformation here. This could be whatever it means for you. Maybe you'll, get some spiritual paraphernalia. Maybe you'll get some incense or some crystals. Maybe you'll get into tarot. I will just make a little disclaimer here. Remember, it's not great to be buying sage, or definitely not white sage, unless you're purchasing from an indigenous seller, or if it is gifted to you from an indigenous person. Just due to history and all that, we do have to respect the land that we're residing on all across Turtle Island, just so that we have that out of the way, babes. But even like that, like it is possible to find indigenous shops, indigenous owned businesses that sell sage that you will be able to support them with. So if that's something that's calling to you, I think that it would be really useful and beneficial for you to do that. It's also really nice to get into spirituality like this and connect with your spirit, to connect with Creator. Yeah, a lot of spiritual growth here. A charmer. So maybe, like, I'm not necessarily, like, this could be like somebody coming into your life, but if this is heartbreak that maybe you're healing or overcoming, if this is a person, I don't necessarily think it's somebody else who's gonna come. I think it's you're charming the universe, you're charming spirit. Like you have it. You have what spirit's looking for. You are a fierce mystic. And I think that this being reversed, internal light, kindness, service, inner beauty, this being reversed is the same as this. So whatever obstacle, if this was a person, you know, maybe a toxic ex or something, they made you feel like this. And you need to not feel like that, because this is who you are. You're the transcendent alchemist, the enchanter, right on top of the enchanter. Hello. Comfort with these beautiful bunnies warming her up in the guys. Any more, spirit, from the stack? Any more? Appreciation, perspective, resolution. So I think that I don't want to cover up the High Priestess because I think that's a really important card for you guys. Upside down, similarly. However, I think that instead of saying like this is what's not happening, it's like this is something that you do really need to focus on. So maybe a little bit appreciative of spirit, and this can be represented in many different ways, like going on a walk, you know, breathing in the grass, the trees, drinking a lot of water in the day, saying thank you spirit. Perspective. Yeah, I mean, I think that this is something that is going to come about. I think this is something that's going to come about. You will create it. You're determined to do so. It's the start of something new. This is the start of something new. It feels so right to be here with you. Thank you very much for listening to that. But this is the start of something new. Okay, High Priest, High Priestess. You can do it. There's so much spiritual growth here. It's literally like, this is this is it. I hope that you enjoyed your tarot reading today. I hope that this gave you some clarity. I hope this gave you some security. I hope you remember who you are. Okay? If you made it this far into the video, leave me an emoji of some kind, like a bird, or sorry, an animal or a flower. An animal or a flower. Okay? I hope this brought you some clarity. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.